Alright, so you're gonna be coming forward into quite a nice map. Nice, like the lighting and the overall texture here of the map. As you're gonna be starting with maybe 3 elks, could be still a bit more. Maybe hidden in the fog of war. But immediate, of course, economic guild for both of them, and it seems like it's gonna be 3. But again, for Atlanteans it doesn't matter, and especially since it's a mirror, so it's obviously gonna be the same situation for the guys with quite an easy gold to protect here for Sensui. On the other side, for TIGERBOSS, practically as well. Doesn't seem to be that much of a difference here. Easy manor to the front, for example, or I don't know, some kind of military barracks or counter barracks. Both are gonna be most probably fine. Most probable, can see a bit of deer. But is there gonna be some kind of further food there for here? That's also the big question. Because Alfheim is usually a bit lower hunt. Sometimes it can be crazy high hunt, but it's very rare spawn. Mostly it's gonna be lower. Wolfie with first relic toothed arrows. Carry ballista pierce damage. Or potentially, of course, even the Archie a bit later. And then Pandora's box on the left side, that's gonna be fast myth unit training time. And okay, so basically both players are gonna be having one of the TCs front and back on one side, it looks like. It's somewhat actually interchangeable. Could be even considering this maybe to be tiger bosses if you're gonna be generous enough. Yeah, the positions are somewhat fair in the middle. Just gonna be important because of the gold mines. If this one will be taken by TIGERBOSS, he's having very safe gold there. This one will be also quite fine because easy protection with wall, some pellets potentially. Not looking too terrible. Pair of lions, and you can see some deer to the back as well. And potentially you can see here to the right flank. That TC seems to be a bit further away from Sensui. So if we were going to say that this is gonna be his, which would give him still somewhat nice 2 gold mines here, it's probably gonna be a bit more challenging to get to. So you could probably think about this, really, that it's TIGERBOSS's. Potentially Sensui is on the left, but frankly both positions are a bit worse for red, unfortunately. Seems to be reminding me of the second game, where he also didn't have such a great gold position. Right now it seems like it's gonna be on the golds, but frankly the difference is not like huge enough to be that much of a game changer in my opinion. I think it's gonna be quite a bit alright and fine. No, and apparently gonna be having one extra group of caribous only. Yeah, seems like it's gonna be that, but unfortunately kilometers away. That's not entirely too fun, because he's gonna be having one hunt to the top, second on the other side of the map. That's really the worst for the Atlantean. It's a massive walk time that he's not gonna be too thrilled about. It's gonna be probably having to take it anyway, but it's kinda stupid, because right now at least TIGERBOSS is gonna be already in place. As for Sensui, he is not there yet, he already is coming through, having some extra wood line to also negotiate. Which also right now doesn't help him with the timing, so I'm thinking that's gonna be a favor for TIGERBOSS as far as the advance goes. Can see classic 430. Sensui is gonna be at this point going for same-ish idea, maybe actually right now advancing even later than that. Yeah, you can say right now his economy is not helping him too much because he didn't get into the hunt through the top side as opposed to TIGERBOSS, so oof. This could be actually a sad one for Mr. Sensei. Now we'll see. I mean, like, he's really good at coming back from behind, so he's gonna be having quite a healthy practice today. By the way, some more relics. You've seen 3. Still needs to be 1 more somewhere. No, and actually it looks like that, yeah, you can see he's already running away. He's looking at the timing and whatnot, so half a minute later, wow. Oh, look at actually the walk-in time all the way through hunt and immediately back. No, that's a sad one. Veto is only in first minute, so can't right now save himself, but this is actually looking really damn great for TIGERBOSS. He's gonna be needing some monumental effort from the Organization of Natural Uppers representative from Brazil to overcome such a difference. Especially since TIGERBOSS is right now utilizing all the bounties the map actually has to offer. Not entirely certain why he left the deer here to decay. It's a bit of a waste of resources. Counter barracks times 2 actually. Really? I mean, like, yeah, it's not entirely a high hunt map, but wouldn't necessarily call it like extremely low. That would be necessary, frankly. Maybe I was expecting, again, some kind of nonsense from Sensui a bit earlier. Right now, he might be a bit surprised by the fact that it's not gonna be entirely that simple and easy anymore. Counter military, same of course, and he's gonna be actually right about now Valorin, one of the heroes, or the oracles just actually without the god power, interestingly. He's trying to get some relic here. Yeah, this one is nice. The one through bottom is the Couple Lions. Something that could be helping out, and that's gonna be right about now the last one. Belt of Argus for the line of sight. That could be somewhat useful to find the villages, of course, a bit faster. Straight sniping right about now. That relic, and it's actually fairly smart, because it might be important for the fact that he already is recognizing it's gonna be having to probably start from the defensive. No, not probably, definitely. With how the game is. So I'm thinking this is not entirely bad choice. Looking on the left side, obviously, nothing to be gained here. And it's gonna be probably left there for a long time indeed. No, already you can say it now. TIGERBOSS is gonna be appropriately ahead with about like the 2 units. Half a minute advance time difference. Should be practically like 4 units extra for TIGERBOSS if everything goes well. Can say that at least this time Sensui is not gonna be housed at 55, which also used to be quite a bit of a common occurrence in the previous games. So this time it's not gonna be falling prey to that in any kind of way. And this one is the one for actually Pandora box and the faster mid-unit training time, which unfortunately doesn't really do anything too much. Not gonna be the most important one at all. And like in the TC, is gonna be selecting the hero. Entirely certain if it was on purpose by Sensui. But at any kind of rate, it's definitely the correct choice. So 64-61, of course. Can straight back now. That one done. Do we have some echo upgrades? No, of course not. Looking at Sensui and looking for economical upgrades, he doesn't like to be doing that. Frankly, even for example, if I remember him from some other games, when he was playing, like, he used to be playing Zeus a lot a few years ago. I remember some games of his from that, and he also can, like, even with other civilizations, he doesn't use the upgrades too much. He likes to be playing with his back through wall, but he's pretty good at that. So if it kind of fits him, no reason to complain, of course, in any kind of way. So, as you can tell, this time at least, you can say now Sensui is not gonna be behind on the villages from the get-go. I guess that's gonna be somewhat of a decent result. Okay. Manor coming up to the top. Yes, of course. And on the other side, that's gonna be just about now finished as well. For Sensui, you can see it was a second on the wood line. He hasn't entirely left right now his home too much. Hasn't paid off a bit earlier. I'm liking how TIGERBOSS is gonna be scouting the left part, because he's still feeling that he might be potentially going back through Hunt. You can see it already got destroyed right now by TIGERBOSS. And that is actually only in Archaic, right? Denied. Yeah, because that's specifically mentioned in the rules for the tournament. But I'm thinking it's only killing in Archaic. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's only Archaic. So that you are not gonna be just like messing up with the game too much. Especially as someone like a Norse. Belt of Argus is gonna be really helpful. Plus 6 units line of sight. You can see, for example, immediately from 10 to 6. 60% increase. What a bonus. What a damn good bonus. And with TIGERBOSS already being quite a bit early in the Kairos, that's probably something that, since we wasn't entirely expecting it's gonna happen this early. Missing the last manor. Already on the way. Gold mine is gonna be, no, already down to 1,000. He's gonna really have to work. And it seems like probably towards this gold mine he's gonna be choosing. But it's gonna be a hard one. That will be a hard one for him to get. On the other hand, TIGERBOSS, basically the same situation. He's gonna be having the full map under control. So you can very easily just gonna camp the whole right side. Can say now he's already on the secondary gold mine with the hunters. Taking this TC, it's gonna be securing and solidifying everything there. No, good spot for TIGERBOSS to be in. Even though he's currently not leading on the score, he's quite a bit close to be in the successful part. Because he's actually taking the back TC currently. Thinking he could have been taking the front one. But I guess since he's seeing right now the score of Sensui being so close, he probably didn't want to be risking it that much. So he's now just gonna be playing it safe. I mean, like, you really shouldn't be underestimating Sensui. Even if he, for example, has been inactive for some time and whatnot, then he always can be playing pretty decently. And he really kind of plays a bit differently than all the other players in the community. So you better not be entirely falling asleep during his games. And that's, wow, last second right now arrival. But he just doesn't have enough army to really stop it in any kind of way. And unfortunately, this is looking like a damn good trap currently by TIGERBOSS. Yep, we went through immediately. And it was an interesting plan with the shockwave. But not working out for TIGERBOSS, but definitely applaud right now the thought that he was trying to go for there. Just kind of like giving his army a bit more time to catch up. So, second TC also back for Sensui. Heroic Age already for TIGERBOSS. You can see again, Sensui unfortunately is gonna be quite a bit later to get into the next age. And we have seen that was mostly his kryptonite in the previous games. 1149, that's a pretty fast advance. But that's because we haven't really seen any kind of serious engagements yet. So he's gonna sit in on his population limit for a long time. And look at that. Blow. Classic Sensui. Getting at least one economical up. On the other hand, yeah, gonna be having Hendax and Pickaxe, of course. And that's probably not something that's gonna be ready here. But we do have Pickaxe. So look at that. Sensui learning to go for economical upgrades. And interesting right now, secondary party. Getting prepared and ready here with one citizen destroyed. TIGERBOSS didn't notice quickly enough to hide in the manor. But this one is a lot more important. Because as soon as this one is taken, suddenly 2 gold mines are gonna be basically turbo safe. Third one, somewhat curious. And of course more and more problems are gonna be right now materializing for Sensui. Because he really doesn't have too much of a great spot to go for the second. Somewhere outside, I can say it now. Slow Thea. Gold dwindling. Gold mine's gonna be almost out. Literally out at 30. And yeah, well, maybe tempting, not too far away. But it is not in any kind of way, unfortunately, safe here. Can see Sensei was going for some funny raiding, but unfortunately he's gonna be caught in quite a terrible position with way too many heroes right now for TIGERBOSS. It's very unlucky for Sensei. Very unlucky indeed. That was actually a fairly nice secondary plan. And army that could have helped him, but currently just gonna lost it all. Secondary engagement here is gonna be victory for him, sure. But in the end, with all the losses he has suffered, 97, 127. Good resources there, but without any kind of army and such an overwhelming power in the blue jersey here. Don't think that even the Thea is gonna be at this point doing enough, unfortunately. No, he's still gonna be trying to go for it. Favorite shaft mine even for Sensui. No, he's gonna be having to actually... I sneak. He's going for the shaft mine because he's realizing he might be actually getting raided constantly. So he needs to be making every moment on the gold count the most possible. Thinking that's what he's right now doing here. And that's a lot of steam fees though. So of course, without the gold, it's gonna be hard to spam it in the way. Sensui does want to as well, but he's probably looking like maybe Heroic Age. Advance into Mythic, I guess. Yeah, I'm thinking he might be trying to do so actually. And do that. Yeah, I'm thinking he's gonna be attempting to do such a thing. This is actually fairly smart, the back gold mine for Sensui. Haven't entirely noticed if TIGERBOSS has properly scouted that. He has kind of been milling around, but I'm not sure if he has seen the gold. Or he has actually counted all the gold mines on the map, because there already should be always an even number of them. On the original maps you potentially could be having some gold not spawn, but on the balanced patch maps it shouldn't be the case. Should be always having an even amount of those guys. Still having some decent wood line here, so that's no problem. Just maybe surprised he never utilized the deer, because obviously they're gonna be always still faster than the farming. Always mention that. Develop Hundo on the gold. And right now, unfortunately, just disrupted on the food here. It's not entirely something that you'll be too thrilled about. And you can see the pop limit, 50 more army all the way. And in the middle, just gonna trying to maybe see if he can lure away at least some of the units from top. But it's not entirely something that TIGERBOSS needs to be right now undertaking. He's having plenty army absolutely everywhere. You can see economically hand axe and pickaxe with the plow getting researched. And in the base he probably should be managing Sensui, though it's always gonna be quite a challenge with the Steam fees. As you can see, even try to be changing the turn map, but only one. Not gonna be good enough. He potentially could be needing some Archie heroes. Or of course, our own Steam Lambers, which is just simply not going to happen here. And TIGERBOSS is gonna be in the end the one who is, through his experience, and quite nicely like whipped up form, let's say, for the tournament, going to be advancing forward, even after quite a good start for Sensu in the first game. It was a really fun game. Recommend who didn't see it to actually watch that. And, well, Sensu is gonna be having to try another time, as TIGERBOSS is gonna be the one going into the third round of the qualification for the Voobly Champions League, hosted by Boit, ChronoJJ, and all kinds of others in the community. And will be playing there for his chance for the Champions League. Right about now, as I mentioned, I'm gonna be probably doing therefore the recorded games of another match that was played today. That is between Hellstravage and Symptom. That was streamed, I think, in only last game by Gold Lion. Otherwise, I wanted to do it, but we just kinda didn't meet properly. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. If you are interested, therefore, then stay around. TIGERBOSS, no problem. And therefore, for the casting. Let's right now close this match, and then I'm gonna be getting the reds, and we can therefore have another match from the qualification for today. And the last one, that was between Mahade and Yoshi, that was cast by Count for Count. Some kind of upgrades here, probably not too much I'm expecting. Belt of Argus. Can't see right now. I mean, like, such an uncommon sight for Sensui, not only today. He really just kinda doesn't put too much stock in those. That's, for example, something that, I mean, like, Magyar sometimes plays that way as well, or played that way in the olden times. He really kind of believed in himself and his micro capabilities and everything. And quite a bit correctly so. Okay, it's gonna be about like 200, 1800 to the top, but like 2000 resources more for TIGERBOSS again. Even with same-ish actually villages, still resulted into such a better economy for TIGERBOSS. Yeah, well, just the missing, it's kind of like a race for time for Sensui. He either does enough damage that the better economy for TIGERBOSS just doesn't have enough of a tower, or enough of a time to pull him through, or this happens. And I think that after the first game, TIGERBOSS has learned, let's not underestimate Sensui. I mean, he didn't underestimate him in the first game. TIGERBOSS just like didn't make really that many mistakes or any kind of huge ones. Sensui just kind of played it well with the switch into Kairos, which is something that Tiger wasn't expecting. But he accommodated pretty well for the rest of the match. So, was well played. And kind of nice to be seeing the accommodation. I just maybe thinking at Sensui after the second game, where he tried the 4-minute advance, didn't work out, that maybe he could have gone directly into 430 in the third one, that maybe could have been having the better chances, there as the first one. But he just kind of likes to be playing this way, so if the player feels comfortable playing this kind of game, then he's just gonna be getting better performance there anyway. Most of the time, of course. So, congratulations again to TIGERBOSS. And good luck in the third round of the qualification for Voobly Champions League 3. No, an organization of Natural Upper Sensui. Thank you very much for your games and quite good entertainment. They are always fun to watch, and wish you good luck in further games and further tournaments. GG.